In this video, witness the apparitions of ghost ships, a mix of legend, true stories, and tales passed on to seafarers throughout the years. These ships are believed to be bad omen when you see it. Something negative will happen along the way. To this day, these ships are said to provoke fear and danger once you see it. This is the top 10 sailing disasters and ghost ships. 10. The Caluche. It is a legend of the Chilota mythology, in Chile where it is described as a ghost ship, which comes into being every night near the island of Chilo. It says the ship carries the spirits of all the people who have drowned at sea. The Caluche is strikingly beautiful, bright and gay, as always surrounded by party music sounds and laughter. However, it only stays for a few moments, and then suddenly disappears or submerges itself under the water. 3 Chilota water spirits, the Sirena Chilota, the Pincoya, and the Picoy, who resemble mermaids, summons the spirits of the drowned. 9. The SS Valencia. In 1906, the SS Valencia sank off the coast of Vancouver, British Columbia after encountering bad weather near Cape Mendocino, and thereafter became a subject of mysterious ghost stories. Eventually, 37 of merely 108 people were saved using lifeboats, among which one simply disappeared. Since then, many a fisherman has claimed to witness ghost ship sightings with human skeletons even after many decades post-sinking. 8. The Orang Medan. In 1947, 2 American ships, while passing through the Strait of Malacca, went off to a rescue mission after receiving a distress call from Orang Medan. The caller claimed to be a crew member and conveyed the message of the death of everyone else on board. The rescuers found the ship unharmed, but the entire crew, including the dog, dead with terrified faces and expressions. The probable reason could be overexposure of nitroglycerin, which it was carrying illegally. The other mystery revolves around the story of paranormal activities or alien invasion. 7. The Kerala Deering. This ship ran aground in the notorious Diamond Shoals near Cape Hatteras, North Carolina in 1921, where it was stuck for several days before any rescue team could arrive. Later, the Coast Guard found that the equipment, logbook, and lifeboats were missing from the abandoned ship, otherwise undamaged. Weather condition had always made it impossible to salvage, but since 1969, it has disappeared completely. A few expedition programs had since been launched to trace back this mysterious ghost ship. 6. The Ginseng. Some ghost ships are so mysterious, they barely even have a backstory. In 2006, the Australian Coast Watch found a ship floating in the sea. It had a broken tow rope, so being lost while dragged around the water would explain why it was empty. But that was about all investigators could go on. The name Ginseng was printed on the side, but there was nothing else to identify the ship. Investigations found no records of distress signals, no identifying documents or belongings, and no reports of a missing boat. They couldn't even figure out who it belonged to or where it came from. The most they can figure out is that it probably supplied food and fuel to fishing boats, but that didn't answer why no one tried to save it when it broke off. 5. Haim 6. Fishing boat Haim 6 left Taiwan on Halloween in 2002, but trick-or-treaters wouldn't be the only ghost. When the Australian Navy came across the ship in January 2003, something was amiss. The engine was on full throttle and the main gas tank was empty, but the auxiliary fuel tanks were still full and untouched. 10 tons of bonito tuna were kept cold, but not a crew member was to be found. It was said to be one of the most mysterious ghost ships of all time until one crew member was found. The Indonesian fisherman was arrested and confessed that the crew had worked with pirates to kill the ship's captain and main engineer, but their reason is still a mystery. 4. The Mary Celeste. Probably the most famous real-life ghost ship story embraces the Mary Celeste, found adrift in the Atlantic Ocean in 1872 in a completely unharmed condition with all its sails still up, the crew's personal belongings intact, and a cargo hold of over 50 no-alcohol barrels untouched. The only things missing were the lifeboat, the captain's logbook, and most importantly, the entire crew. Since pirates' attack could not be held responsible for such a phenomenon, theories of crew mutiny, waterspout killing, and consumption of poisonous food leading to madness came into being. 3. The Lady Lovibond. An interesting story of love, jealousy, and rage complements the tale of this haunted ship. In 1748, the day before the Valentine's Day, it was set to sail as a celebration of the ship's captain's wedding. Nevertheless, his friend, who was too in love with her, out of vengeance, steered the ship into the notorious Goodwine Sands, sinking it and killing all on board. Since then, it could be seen every 50 years sailing around Kent. 1798, 1848, 1898, and 1948 has witnessed this ship sightseeing, and some boats had actually sent out rescuers. Assuming it was in distress, but later could not be found. Albeit there was not any confirmed spotting in 1998, this famous ghost ship continues to be a legend. 2. Ghost Ship Jenny. Now, this ghost ship might be one of the most disturbing of all. The story, which is unsubstantiated, comes from anonymous accounts of a whaling ship called Hope. As the story goes, in 1840, the Hope came across the Jenny, a schooner completely frozen in ice in the Antarctic Drake Passage. The crew of the ghost ship Jenny was still on board, but frozen to death. The captain was frozen at his desk, where an open log's last entry read, May 4th, 1823, no food for 71 days. I am the only one left alive. Sure, the story of the ghost ship Jenny is most likely at least a little sensationalized, but could it have a basis in truth? These chilling true urban legends certainly did. 1. The Flying Dutchman. In maritime folklore, this ghost ship has left the maximum impact like no other by inspiring numerous paintings, films, books, opera, etc. Van der Decken, the captain, on its way towards East Indies, with sheer determination, tried to steer his ship through the adverse weather condition of the Cape of Good Hope, but failed miserably even after vowing to drift until the doomsday. Legend says that since then they have been cursed to sail the oceans for eternity. To this day, hundreds of fishermen and sailors from deep sea have claimed to have witnessed the Flying Dutchman continuing its never-ending voyage across the waters. Thanks for watching. If you want more scary stories, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like this video, share the stories to your friends,